Chicago reminded me of my own story of it being cold. I spent a couple years in America. That's where I learned to get fat. Because Americans are just so much better at being fat than everybody else.
I agree.
Like, do you guys know what a rascal scooter is?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? You know what it is, right? It's a scooter for fat people to do their groceries on, pretty much. It's called mobility assistance. But mostly it's for fat people. And the fact that English-speaking people, even all the way in Poland, know what it is, means that Americans know what it is really well. Because if you ask Poles, I asked Poles, I was working on the show, and I was like, hey, do you guys know what a rascal is? And they're like, racist cartoon from the 1940s? Like, yeah, probably too. No, but my story of cold is I lived in a place called Corvallis, Oregon for 5 years. Beautiful little town, little city, 50,000 people now. In the Willamette Valley, you might know the Willamette Valley because you've gotten drunk off wine from there. I lived there for 5 years. White people rap. I like it.
Busted.
Yeah, I made ugly chicks to that song too.
I'm sure you did.
I'm not the one. Beautiful little town. I lived there for 5 years. We had 5 snow days. Do you know what constituted snow for a snow day in Corvallis? This much snow. People lost their fucking minds. Like, there was white snow on the ground, and people were like, oh, no, we're not going out in that. I'm like, but I can move it with my foot. No. No, school shut down, school buses wouldn't work. You know, we were all like, fuck yeah, no school, right? So we moved back to Poland, because my parents hate me. It's 1992 Poland, which is not 2019 Poland, or it is like, take like the worst parts of Radom in 2019 and just stretch them across the country. And then make it like Siberia a little more. And like, get rid of the cell phones. And that's 1992 Poland. Anyway, I wake up one morning and there's a snowstorm. Snow and rain, right? I look out the window at our high rise because we're living in a block like everybody in Poland is. And there's people literally splayed out on the ground because the snow and the rain is freezing. There's like a sheet of ice over everything. You can't even walk on the snow because there's ice on the snow. And I go to my mom like, Mom, look, this is a snow day, right? There's no school today. My mom just looked at me. She's like this tall. Not kidding. Looked at me like, get dressed. Because when you're a kid, snow days are amazing, right? There was school. There's snow. Snow's awesome. Now there's no school. When you're a parent, it means you need to find childcare. And that's a lot less cool. All right, let's move on. No, actually, I'm glad that it's that we're into February. Good things in February. My daughter's birthday. She's gonna be 3 on Friday. Give her a hand.
Woo!
I'm gonna show this video in 18 years. Like, I got people to clap for you. Do your fucking homework. Valentine's Day, which is really just the day love goes to die, isn't it? All right. You guys have plans for Valentine's Day?
No.
No? Thank God. Like, it's amateur hour, right? It's like the day that couples that hate each other go out. Like, fuck, we gotta do this. Yeah, call the restaurant. Yeah, just get some roses. Just we can fuck, whatever. But I'm glad that Christmas is gone because I can't wear red around Christmas. Really, no Santa connotations. Because like before Christmas, I got little kids coming up to me like, "Are you Santa?" Anytime I were, like, "Are you Santa?" I'm like, "No. Come on, you look like Santa. You're tall and you're fat and you're red and you have a beard." I'm like, "Can I tell you what I want for Christmas?" "Yeah, sure. Okay, what do you want?" "I want my parents to get back together." I'm like, "And I want a pony." I'm like, "To eat? What?" And that's annoying enough, but Christmas passes, it's the new year, I got kids still coming up to me. I'm like, I thought I was done with this. And they come up and they're like, hey, Santa. What the fuck, man? I want an Xbox, you want a PlayStation 4. I'm like, yeah, and you wanted your parents to get back together, and Mama's still fucking the postman, isn't she? No, but it's the new year. It's the new year. It's time for. Is your mom fucking the postman? Is that it? Like that's an funny bone to hit, right? Oh yeah, Uncle Jack, as my mom used to call him. Oh, the package he had. No, but it's the new year. Gotta make some New Year's resolutions. Gotta make myself a better man, a better father, better husband, less of a sphere. So I'm trying to lose some weight. But I was actually I'm not trying to lose weight for all those reasons, because I like that's the things I should say, right? Yeah, I want to be healthy for my daughter. I want to see her get married. Maybe, I want to see her move out. I'm like, oh, you're 18. Oh, you're 18 today. Bye. No, but actually, something happened when I went to a party. It was at a 2-year-old's birthday party, which is my life now. It's weird that like like all my parties right now are like either I go to stand-up events or I go to 2-year-olds' birthday parties, because my daughter's 2, and next year I'll be going to 3-year-olds' birthday parties, so that's something to look forward to. In my own personal hell. And this little person comes up to me. Not a kid. Actual little person. Dude about 40, bald. Comes up, looks at me like, big smile. I'm like, no, we're not doing a comedy sketch, man. Shut up. And he just smiled and he ran off. And it was funny because like little person run, and they like lift their legs up. I can't do it. I'll like run to the wall in 2 or 3 minutes. And he comes back. He's holding a very attractive blonde woman in her 30s, and she looks at me like, I'm like, oh shit, is this gonna be a 3-way? Okay, a little kinky, but I've never had a midget look at me fuck before. And she goes like, I'm sorry. Do you have a job? Yeah, I'm a programmer, a fat programmer. Oh, she said, no, it's a shame, because my husband and I, you met my husband. We work at a circus, and we'd love for you to join. And I think there's a time in every man's life where he gets invited to a circus, to be in a circus, because of his poor life choices. And it really makes you sit back and it's like it makes you pause and think, right? And I was like, that's very strange of you, but I'm gonna pass. And because other than like, okay, I can make fun of myself, but there's a limit, and that limit is a big talk. But can you imagine working with other people at the circus? Like, okay, I get that the guy's like a little person, right? But that's still pretty rare, right? That's like something that makes him different. But like, what if there was a trapeze artist at that circus, an acrobat? Like, athletic all his life, working, live, being able to jump, risking his life at every performance, and you get saddled next to a guy who eats when he's sad. And he said a lot. Like, how depressing was that? Like, imagine like going to work at, I don't know what you do. You work in financial consulting, right?
I do.
Imagine getting a new coworker and he's like, oh yeah, this is John. He smokes too much weed. He's your new desk mate. I'm not gonna tell that joke again. No, but yeah, I gotta work out. No, I don't have to work. I gotta stop eating. Right? Because like, That's the crazy thing about losing weight is like I lost a lot of weight before, and you always get those guys who like fuck around with the lights. Oh, holy shit! Now I'm a rainbow. I'm a beautiful unicorn, bitch. All right, that's good. I like this. I like having an old man service me. He's not a midget then. Not old.
It's good as.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Like a fucking Cossack sitting like this.
Yeah, but whenever you lose weight, you get people giving you advice on how to lose weight, which is weird, right? I'm like, yeah, I did it. I don't need your advice. And there's always like, there's like two like classes of weight loss. There's like your friend who's like attractive and is like maybe like 2 kilos overweight, but it's mostly in her tits, and she's like, oh my god, I have to lose weight. I have to start going to the gym. I have to start eating more. I have to start eating more grains and less processed sugar. And oh my god, I can't drink another caramel macchiato. And okay, I respect that. You know, if you want to change how you look, that's fine. And there's people like me who are like, going to the gym won't do shit other than make me like go to the gym. Like there's no effect. Like you have to stop eating food to lose weight, because like Big Mac is like 1,000 kilocalories, right? 1,000 calories, and like 2 hours of running, which I can't do, is also 1,000 calories. So I can either run for 2 hours, fuck no, or I can eat a hamburger. Unfortunately, also fuck no. No, seeing Ian down here, he's not that old. He's a little older than us, right? He has like kids in his 60s. I think Ian's oldest child is a little older than some of the performers here today.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Do your kids talk to you? No, I'm kidding. Because he talked to me. No. And do I have stories? No, I don't have any stories. But I've noticed that old people just won't die. And that's the problem, right? Because all my life I've been hearing one thing. All my life I've been hearing one thing, which is that, oh, you know, fuck mass media because it's all about young people. All about young people. They keep throwing young people in my face, and that's just not true. I've been on a big action movie kick lately, right? I want to see action movies, and I watched 4 action movies in the past 2 years. That's one starred Kevin Costner, another one had Liam Neeson, racist. Another one, there's been a couple with Harrison Ford, and even one with Denzel Washington. Actually, 2 with Denzel Washington. Do you know what their average age is? 67 years old. And this is why Hollywood pisses me off, because I would watch these movies if they were realistic. Can you see that? A 67-year-old guy. No, stop. Okay, I gotta stop. You know, a guy waking up in the morning with his, 19-year-old model that he just saved so he gets to fuck her, right? Because that's how life works, obviously. Getting up, waking up at 4 in the morning to cough. Standing up and like you can hear his the titanium hip he has. Going to the bathroom and the stream of piss going like. Pulling out the gun. Stop or I'll shoot. Getting a phone call, getting messages from the kidnappers like, how do I get texts on this? But I'm on my way to that. I'm in my 40s, which is creepy because someone could be my son. Maybe you are my son. Is that why you want to kill yourself? Okay, I understand.
Oh.
Yeah.
See?
This is the strangest show I've ever done.
Fucking weird.
I'm gonna leave here blind. I'm driving home and I'm just gonna crash into something. You've killed my daughter's father. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. I read an article because I'm gonna stop making fun of old people because there's soon gonna be mulch. I read an article about the headline, right? Love is the strongest heroin. I'm like, love of heroin, maybe. No, but it was an article about how the chemical processes around falling in love are the same as doing heroin, which kind of makes me want to do heroin. But I thought about it, and it's true. It's true as far as my daughter goes. Because like one of the first jokes I came up on stage my first night doing stand-up. I had a joke that I love my daughter, but the first couple months are so hard that when you finally get out of the house, you're like, you know, your hair's messed up, your clothes are dirty, there's like spit up here, and you're like walking around, it's like, oh shit, that's the sun. Oh. You know, because your kids spend like 3 months not being able to discern between night and day. Like, that's not a joke, like that's a developmental step. And you run into a friend and he's like, hey man, what's up, how you doing? And you're like, oh man, I became a father. It's so amazing. You gotta try this. Just try once. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. It'll make you feel good. But I noticed that it's deeper. Because another thing I realized at that birthday party was, it's like with drug dealers. You start hanging out with people you don't want to hang out with. Like, okay, I'm glad that my daughter doesn't hate this 2-year-old, but why the fuck do I have to talk to her dad? The guy's a clown. Like, literally a clown. This was like a party where everybody worked at a fucking circus. No, they're lovely people. I feel bad. Like I feel bad for insulting my people who actually like me because there's so few of them. But you also make deals with yourself, right? Whenever, like, I've heard this all the time. When people start doing heroin, they're like, no, I'm not gonna get addicted. I'm gonna be a good heroin user, right? I'm never gonna smoke it. I guess smoking's the basic. No. I'm never gonna smoke it, right? I'm only gonna snort it. Then they start smoking. And it's the same thing with parenting. You're like, oh, I'm never gonna show anybody a picture of my kid naked because it's super cute. The guy's like, no, I'm never gonna inject heroin into my veins. You're like, okay. And as a parent, you're like, well, I'm never gonna upload 300 pictures of my kid to Facebook because she's so cute. Oh, I'm never gonna suck dick for drugs. And you're like, oh, I'm never gonna talk for 3 hours to my wife about my daughter's shit. Only the parents are like, it was so pretty. It was yellow and it was like pinched off at the end. You know, in the final way, it's the same as like once you become a heroin addict, you're always a heroin addict. And the same way that once you become a parent, you're always a parent. Unless your kid kills themselves like Shimon. Was that too dark? Was that too dark? No, the only thing that one of the few things that like being a parent and a husband is amazing. But it's having a kid is difficult. It like puts strain on your relationship with your partner, because it's so much work and so much energy and so much time, and it made me realize one thing about her that I don't like, which is I don't trust her judgment. Because she had a kid with me, she looked at this package, sphere and all, sciatica, bad knee, weird hair, dandruff, and she said, I want you inside me, and I want another one of you in this world. And now she's like, I don't trust her to raise my child. Because what other bad decisions is she gonna do? One last thing, it's, well, there you go. I have no idea how bright this is. It's like, I feel like I'm being interrogated. I don't know where the Jews are. Please let me go. No, I'm kidding. Go fuck. This is nice. It's nice. At least it's not red, because none of you are getting any more presents. No, but one thing I'm concerned about is how much pornography there is out in the world. It's like out in the cloud. It's like when I was a kid, you had to like look for pornography, right? It wasn't like you were like like right now you go online and do your homework as a kid, right? And like I never ran into a dirty porno mag on my way to the library to do my homework, which is really disappointing now that I say it out loud. But one thing that having all that porn caused me to do is when I started dating my first serious girlfriend, right? First like woman I was actually, able to open up to, and we were together for 4 years. She was like completely fucking toxic, and the only function these relationships have is that you spend 4 years with someone who destroys you. So like when you meet the right person, you're like, oh, I don't have to cry after every time we go out. Oh, wow! And we've gone on 3 dates, and I don't feel like shit. Are you the one? No, but one thing we did is we tried out like all the fetishes. Well, not all of them, because there's like some donkey shit that I don't know where to get a donkey. But we tried out a lot of the fetishes, and like tying each other up, like beating, spanking, choking, feet, piss, some other stuff. Because there's these fetishes where everybody's like, oh yeah, you tie each other up, and there's like, and you bring in the horse, and you put the saddle from the bottom up, and everybody's like, no, you're weird, and I'm scared of you. But it turned out that there's nothing. I just like tits and ass. Like, how fucked up do you have to be by porn that you're like, oh, I just like fucking chicks, and you're like, I could have been so much more. I could have had a donkey. All right, thank you. That's my time.
Let's hear it for sex god Jędrek Kostecki.
Yeah.